this experience started out. I knew that it was on the earth. I could perceive that I was on the earth, or that at least pertained to the earth, this experience, and that there was some kind of storm coming, like rain, kind of like a weather type of storm. And all the elites, like these JP Morgan companies, these kind of whoever's, the list goes on, of all these kind of elitist peoples, they were moving all of their valuable assets into one room, into one building. And I was a part of that assembly line, sort of like a double agent, kind of keeping an eye on everybody. And I was moving maybe, like, let's say, an original Van Gogh painting or something like that, something to them that has value, and it has, it's all like this really posh kind of stuff. Well, they're all taking all this stuff, which has to be at least $1 trillion, and they're putting it all in this one room. And the room has these open windows. The glass pane is there, but the windows aren't covered; they're open. But they're putting all of this wealth, you might say, in one spot, and it's kind of open to me. It's kind of, I'm there. I have access to it in a sense, even though if they lock the doors, well, I see the windows are they're kind of flimsy, not really protected. And I knew I could also perceive that I was in a type of European country. On one, for the way that the building was designed, it was very kind of regal, very, like, I think there was marbled floors, and I could see the outside was built almost like a square, like a rectangle. It was a rectangular type of building with a green shingled roof. Now, I've seen green shingled roofs in the European countries. We don't really do that in the U.S. And I think it turns green because of the oxidation of some kind of mineral. I'm not sure, but anyways, yes, I was a part of this little line, and I didn't see exactly what elites or, this and that. But there was somebody else with me, I'm assuming another new friend, who was sort of helping me also. They were there as well. And we were kind of moving all this stuff again into this one combined room. So I wanted to share that also. Duane, you want to say anything? I could go to the second.
Yeah, thank you. One at a time. And that is that it's more than obvious what it shows about these people, and that they're really afraid. Why would they do that? You see? So they project fear, like I've written about so many times. And one of the book titles in NUUU is "They Don't Have to Be Afraid." And I was, this was many years ago, and I was pointing out to the elites. And you see, when it really comes to it, because the people on the earth, basically, from the monarchy, the Vatican, U.S., those are the top three, basically, they're just pawns, like on the chessboard. They're the pawns. They're the puppets of the reptilians. And so, but you see how they're afraid, even though they're thinking that, their demon friends will take care of them, but they're still afraid. They've got all this stuff. It's just junk made up, and it has no value, but it's all pretend value because they have agreement. And again, you see what's going on there. So you're there, you're the spy, and you are the techie guy here. I would say you and Kelsey foremost, and then you bring others in, but you want to converse back and forth. And so again, look at the ways that you can connect with this and utilize this. Now, in the private placement programs, those are called the PPPs. And if you look on the Federal Reserve site, it says they're fake. But anyhow, the Federal Reserve does all these things. They do these, and this is how they multiply the money and monetize the money and just get it out there into the world. So that's what I'm into with my bonds. I've known about these things for over 30 years, and so look for ways to connect with that. That's why you're there. You're not only seeing what they're doing, but those things can be utilized and also monetized in particular ways. So again, it's connecting. So again, you're the spy guy there. Lucky you. That's cool, Jeremy, and anything else you see. So you see the surroundings. You know where you're at. The green roofs over there, a lot of them are copper. Copper turns green, is what it does. So they've got copper roofs. And see, they're smart because they got copper, the vibration of copper in their house, which is very, very good. But anyhow, yeah, so we're into the now and seeing how, okay, is there some way we can utilize this? And more, I'm getting their agreements too through the different facilities of the world, etc., getting huge agreement, because for years I've been blocked. But now they're opening up because there's more factors involved. And these people, just like what they're showing you, they're afraid. They can easily come to our side, you might say, and stop destroying. See, their idea is that they're so afraid that they've got to destroy a lot of the populace because the populace is getting too big. You know, it's like too many ants in your house, and it's like, well, I can take a couple ants, but I can't take 50 billion ants, you know, so we got to get rid of them, etc. So this is the world today. But again, you're the spy guy, and you and Kelsey, I would say, a good team to really go over this and really look at this, what's taking place. So I know about the programs and how they work, but again, it's connecting, and we can utilize this system. So, yeah.
I wanted to add a couple of pieces there that I remembered as you were speaking. And it's funny you mentioned them being afraid, because that's the whole reason they were moving all this stuff, because I had the perception that all this stuff is above ground again on a second story. And these windows are on a second story. But there was this guy, he was one of the elites out, I'm not sure exactly who, but he had the white hair, and he was really kind of round in the tummy. And his legs were really wide at the thighs, and it kind of went down into like stubby little feet. And he was carrying this painting, which I could see was valuable to him, like maybe like a Van Gogh or something, whatever. And he's like running with it. And but he's more so like hobbling because of his kind of size. And he's running to put it in this thing. And that's when it hit me that they're all afraid of this storm. So they want to put this wealth away, this so-called wealth away, so that way maybe when they reincarnate, or if they get destroyed physically, then when they reincarnate in the same family, it'll be available to them, or they can access it later. You know, it was some kind of something that was going to impact them so much so, like you said, that they were so afraid.
Because at first you said the storm, and now they're afraid because of the storm. So we're the storm. And kind of like in, what is it, X-Men? The blonde-headed lady, what's her name? I know her name. Anyhow, she's Storm. And it's a good thing. See? So, because they're afraid of the storm. In other words, they see us coming.
And the second part, thank you for that view, by the way. And the second part was, one of the elitist members, or these people, these little dark brat peoples, had one of Mozart's original like notebooks, or one of his original composition papers, maybe, I don't know, from a notebook or something, but it was original, and he was rather proud of it, and all this and that, and it had this kind of value that I could see, like monetary, could be monetized. And I remember I wrote my name on it. I scribbled out Mozart and I wrote my name instead. And I was laughing about it. I was talking to one of the other new friend that was with me, who I didn't recognize at the time. And I'm not sure who it is still, but again, I was telling them that I had written my name on it. We were kind of laughing about that, you know. And it reminds me of that saying, that old saying, it's got your name written all over it type of thing. You know, it's like, for you, if you ever heard that saying. I think that's more in the U.S., but yes. It's like,
yes. And in other words, a lot of these things go off of old sayings, and it'll kind of come to you. And so those are the hints. Yes. No, that's wonderful. Yeah, step at a time. It's going there. And so again, we just work off of basically what they're doing. See, they've created all this stuff, so they've created Skype and whatever. So we're working off of that. We're utilizing what they're creating, and this is what Rebazar and the boys do, whatever people create, because their focus is the isness, the invisibleness life is. And so we do our part as long as we're here and try to communicate with these people. Yeah, thank you. That's great.